Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Benny, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 best Mortar decks in Clash Royale. Now, honestly, guys, I think Mortar is going to be very good this season. I think this is a great season for Mortar, so a lot of these decks are very strong and OP. For our first deck, we're going to be running Ram Rider with Mortar. I know what you guys are thinking, Benny, that is probably diabolical. It is, but Ram Rider is so insanely strong right now that this deck is just crazy. I feel like the opponents have a ton of trouble dealing with both the Ram Rider and the Mortar. The 2 win conditions definitely do quite a bit. We're gonna get some nice damage here from the guards there on that counter push. You see, like, you can punish your opponent for going too aggressive at the start. He went for that Ram Rider, and that was a big mistake, and then we can literally just punish him for that. So this deck is great, especially against a lot of the Ram Rider and P.E.K.K.A decks that are just like annoying to deal with. You know, they build up a massive push, and you're just kind of at their mercy. With this deck, you can really punish them and go band for band with them if you need to. Now, I'm going to slow it down a tiny bit. I don't want to go too aggressive, so I'll play the Mortar, but I'm not going to fully commit to it. I'm not going to put anything in front of it unless, like, you know, it makes sense to. He played the P.E.K.K.A there, so I think our best bet is going to be playing the cannon card right here, and then just kind of waiting a little bit and making sure that we play this smart. So we'll let the cannon card do its thing. I will go for the guards in front here, and then I'm going to use my log to reset the Ram Rider in a second. We just want to do that to make sure that she doesn't get that dash, you know, the whole way to the tower, and we do defend that very well. Now, he's probably going to have to counter that cannon card. I'd be surprised if he doesn't have to. Okay, so he played the zap. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that just got on the tower. That is crazy. So we're going to take that tower down. Now, I'm going to show you guys a really, really strong thing that you can do once you take somebody's tower. You can go for the Gobstein right in the pocket, and then you go for a Ram Rider. 20% battery. I apologize for that. You'll see there, we get the Ram Rider on the tower, and then we can literally pop the ability here, and that's going to get a ton of value as well. And we just got a ton of damage. So it's a great thing to do. The scientist is still going off in the pocket there, which is pretty crazy. And at this point, we just have to play some solid defense, which is good because I can kind of demonstrate how to defend with this deck. So he's going to go for the Ram Rider. I'm going to pull that Ram Rider with the Evil Mortar, and I'm playing it in the spot so that it goes onto the other tower. Pretty easy defense there. We will get a lock onto the tower with the Evil Mortar. He went for the Evil P.E.K.K.A in the back. Now I'm going to go for an Evil Bomber here at the bridge, or actually I could go for it in the pocket as well, just to kind of speed things up and get that on the tower, and hopefully get some more damage. We will get the double bounce there. I think that's crazy that we didn't, so never mind. I'm just a liar and a capper, I guess. He's going to play the Fisherman right there. I'm going to go ahead and just play some guards right here for a second, then I'm going to pop the ability. We just want to get the most value out of that ability as we can, but also make sure, guys, when you're popping that ability, make sure you're not being a little bit too aggressive with it. This guy's probably going to get a Ram Rider on the tower, if I have to guess. I think that it's going to be pretty hard for us not to let that Ram Rider get on the tower, but that's okay because the cannon card will clean it up, and we are going to get a win. So let's give him a good game, let's give him a good luck, and let's go right on into the next match. Alright, guys, for our next deck, I'm going to be running Mortar Minor Poison, and I feel like I've had a ton of people asking me to play decks that are minor control, so I finally found one that is viable for you guys. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is I'm running Evil Ice Spirit and Evil Skeletons. You can run this, or you can also like swap one out and run Evil Mortar, but I figured that one, I kind of wanted to show you guys something a little bit different, and then, you know, 2, I also, like, this deck does run those 2 evos, so I think that's kind of cool, and I figured I would play that. But you guys kind of have a lot of options, especially if you don't have every single evo, or you're looking for a certain evo, or, you know, different combinations. I just want to give you guys some diversity. We will defend that pretty easily. We won't take too much damage. Let's go ahead and play the Mortar again. The nice thing about this deck is it's very quick, okay? So you really want to make sure that you're playing this deck as fast as you can. You want to make sure that you're really playing quickly, and you want to kind of take advantage of that as much as you can. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play the cannon cart right here, and then it's too bad that that Ice Spirit didn't go down because that would have been perfect. I'm going to wait for it to lock onto the cannon, then we'll get the skeletons down. Then I'm just going to log just to kind of help get rid of that Ice Wizard and make sure that my cannon cart isn't slowed anymore, and then that will be an easy defense, and he can't Ram Rider into this lane because we do have the cannon down, which is good. So I'm going to cycle an Ice Spirit here just to get to the Evil Ice Spirit. That will help out against Ram Rider quite a bit. I feel like Evil Ice Spirit is a great counter to Evil Ram Rider, so that will be good. We're going to go ahead and Mortar here again, and then just kind of wait. He's going to go for the Ram Rider, which is very good. Let's go ahead. Wait, hold up. Did I call it Evil Ram Rider earlier, by the way? I feel like I said it's a great counter to Evil Ram Rider. There's no such thing as that, so that's crazy. Although I guess it's honestly so strong that, like, I feel like you could call it an Evo if you wanted to. Let's go ahead and get a Miner here on the tower just to kind of get the pressure on him. I'm not going to be using my poisons very much yet. I feel like in single elixir, it's almost never worth it to be playing a poison. with a miner, like just on your push, unless like you know for a fact that you're gonna get a ton of value on it. You want to kind of start to do that more in double elixir. I'm gonna cycle my Evo Ice Spirit right there. Again, I'm just doing that because, you know, I want to make sure that I'm ready to, and I'm not just like sitting on a ton of elixir. I am actually going to defensive poison here though, because I need to get that E-Dragon down. I don't want to risk it staying alive. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get a cannon cart down here because we need that there as soon as we can. We can go ahead and play the Ice Spirit here to help out with that P.E.K.K.A. Get absolutely slammed. Very easy defense there. Then I'm going to go ahead and mortar right here. I'm also going to log to kind of interrupt the Ram Rider. It's too bad we didn't catch it in time for the dash, but that's okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and miner here. Let's get some skeletons on the board again just to keep that pressure up on this guy. Cannon cart probably won't get on the tower, but we'll see. Yeah, cannon cart is down, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and get another mega minion down. Then I'm going to cannon cart in the back here. We're just getting ready for that Ram Rider to come out again. Let's go ahead and defensively poison, and then I'm going to go ahead and Ice Spirit here just to pull. We'll wait a second, then I'm going to log, and then actually the P.E.K.K.A. might get the cannon cart low. No, it won't. Let's go ahead and pull that with the Ram Rider, or with the mortar. Let's go ahead and get another miner onto the tower here. We are pushing the pressure on this guy quite a bit, which is good. So we're just going to kind of slow down now. He went for the E-Drag on the tower, so I'm going to poison. I think we're locked on the tower. I'd be very surprised if that E-Spirit caught the mortar. It didn't. We also do get the cannon cart on the tower. That's going to be some huge damage, and at this point, I'm pretty confident that we can just cycle our miners and get this win here. Let's go ahead and let's pull that Ram Rider with our mortar again. We can even Evo Ice Spirit there just to be safe, make sure that we don't take too much damage or anything. Shut all of that down. Then I'm going to go ahead and let's also go ahead and here play the Evo Skeletons just to kind of be annoying. I'm going to poison here. He'll have to rage defensively, I think, or E-Spirit. That is a good play as well. And then we can go ahead and we can get the Mega Minion here, and then I'm just going to try to cycle to another miner. Let's go ahead and do that, and then we can go ahead and play these skeletons right here, and then let's poison on the tower, and that's going to be a win for us. So let's give him a good game, and let's give him a good luck. Alright guys, for our next deck, we're going to be running Mortar with Gobstein and Miner, and honestly guys, I feel like this should not be a surprise. This deck has been absolutely amazing for such a long time. It is just like the epitome of what the meta is right now, using the Gobstein and the cannon cart to get some wins. Also uses Ice Wizard, which is very nice, and then Evil Bats. And some people might use a variation that runs Evil Bomber instead of Evil Bats. It's kind of completely up to preference for you guys. I wanted to show you guys a version that uses Bats instead of Bomber, just because in that last deck we had Evil Bomber. So, you know, I kind of want to give you guys some diversity. But looks like we have a Mortar versus Mortar matchup here, which is going to be very fun to do. He just played his Bats, so I'm going to go ahead and play mine into the opposite lane. When your opponent is running Cannoneer, sometimes you can really punish them using Bats. So that is something nice that we were going to try to maybe take advantage of, while also keeping that in mind against him, because he does have Bats. Now, okay, our Spirit Goblins are going to get through, so we'll get a little bit of chip damage, which is nice. We are in the lead right now, so, you know, not to brag or anything, but we are winning the Mortar matchup here for sure. Let's go ahead and play the Mortar here, and let's just kind of wait and see what he does. He just cannon carted in the back, which was a mistake, because he has to use his Knight to kite. Now, that's interesting that he's running Knight, though. That isn't very often like common in this type of deck. I'm not too sure how I want to counter this. I think I'm going to Gobstein here. And then I might actually go for a miner on the tower here, just to kind of keep the pressure up on him, get some chip damage. We'll take out that cannon cart, and then he did play the Goblin Gang, which was a good play, but we do have the Scientist and the Ice Wizard there to hopefully help kind of clear that up, at least a little bit, to the point where we don't have to use our Cannoneer or any spells or anything to counter it. We can just let it go through. And then I'm going to go ahead and play, oh, that was kind of perfect actually. That works out really well. Goblin Gang is going to take care of all of that. I'm going to go ahead and play my Evil Bats right here, and then he's going to have to worry about those Evil Bats. Then Evil Mortar opposite lane. Let's go ahead and get a Gobstein in front just in case he plays any counters. And then I'm going to probably go ahead and cannon cart here in a second. I'm going to ignore that Evil Knight, and then I'm going to go ahead and cannon cart now. Let's go ahead and pop the Gobstein ability there to help take out that Ice Wizard. Let's go ahead and get a miner on the tower as well there. Our cannon cart is going crazy, which is very nice. And then we got the Knight there. I'm going to go ahead and use my arrows now just to take care of all of that. He used his arrows. That was very well played. So we didn't get out the damage that I was hoping that we could have got there, but we've got some really good pressure on him. Now we're just going to kind of slow it down for a second. I guess we could play the Mortar right here just because we have the cannon cart down there. We're going to play the Goblin Gang to counter all of this right here. And then let's just wait a second. Okay, I'm going to cannon cart right here actually to kind of help take all of this out. And then I'm just going to wait a second. We can go ahead and play the Bats here as well. And then let's go ahead and get an Ice Wizard down just to be safe in case he does anything sneaky. And then all of that should get taken out, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Mortar right here. and then let's just wait a second. Let's go ahead and Goblin Gang right here in front of the mortar, and then let's go ahead and get our cannon cart down just to kind of tank for a second and keep that pressure on him, you know, force him to play something else. Hopefully I'm gonna go ahead and play my evil bats right here just to get that going, and then I'm gonna start an Ice Wizard in the back because there's the arrows, and then we can go ahead and Goblinstein right here as well. He's gonna go for the miner right into the Ice Wizard and the Goblinstein, so that is really good for us. Let's just wait a second, and then let's go ahead and let's evil mortar on this side, and then why don't we go ahead and actually, okay, I'm going to pop the Goblinstein ability here just to kind of deal with everything. Let's go ahead and get this in front, and then let's go ahead and get some bats down here with the cannon cart, and then I'm going to go ahead and play a miner here. He played his Ice Wizard. We're going to get some nice minor chip damage here. I'm going to go ahead and just play another Ice Wizard here to be safe. Let's go ahead and play the arrows to deal with the bats as well as the mortar. We should get a lock onto the tower. We might get 1 or 2 shots. I'm hoping for 2, but it might, yeah, it's only going to be 1, but that does put us into the lead here, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and start a cannon cart in the back here. Let's go ahead and play a defensive mortar, and then he is going to get some minor chip damage there, but that's okay. We're just going to have all of this right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and play the Goblinstein to be safe. Let's go ahead and get some arrows right here because that's really good value. We can kind of take care of all of that there. I'm going to go ahead and play the Ice Wizard right here. And then actually, because he played his arrows, let's go ahead and play the evil bats, and then let's get a miner on the tower here. And then I am going to use arrows to predict the Goblin Gang. We do get all of that, which is great value. Evil bats are going in, so that's going to be good. We can go ahead and get another mortar here. Let's get another miner down as well. And then I'm going to play the arrows onto the tower again, just to kind of predict anything. He does catch the miner with the knight, unfortunately, so that's too bad. Let's go ahead and get an Ice Wizard here. Let's get some bats down here as well, just to be safe. And then I'm going to go ahead and play the miner right here on the inside, because that's pretty hard to predict. And that should be a nice win for us there. It was kind of a slower match, but we did end up coming out with the win, and it was a pretty decisive one. Alright guys, for our next deck, we are going to be running Mortarbait, and honestly guys, there's a couple different ways that you can run Mortarbait. You can run Mortarbait using Evil Firecracker, you can run Mortarbait using Evil Musketeer, or you can run Mortarbait using Evil Bomber. All of these are great options. I think that right now, I'm really liking the version that runs Musketeer. I'm having a bit more fun playing that. But I do think it's really up to preference. I think that all of the versions are very good. Probably Musketeer or Firecracker are going to be your best bets, but you know, you can really like mess around with all of those options. All of them are going to be good, so I would definitely recommend giving them a try. The nice thing about running Evil Musketeer is just it adds a little bit more to your deck. I feel like it gives a little bit more diversity, and another thing as well is you can run any tower troop you want with Mortarbait. With the Musketeer version, I'm kind of preferring to run Princess Tower just because the Musketeer adds quite a bit of damage for you, so you know, getting damage isn't necessarily something that you need. It's more so the spammy troops, because you don't want to play a Musketeer into, like, you know, a bunch of spam. Like if you're running Cannoneer, you don't want to like play it for some bats, so that's one thing. But honestly, it's really up to preference. It's really up to you. This guy's gonna play the Dark Goblin there. I am actually gonna play my Goblin Gang right here to help take that Dark Goblin out and take out the Mega Knight, just because Dark Goblin is such a dangerous card sometimes, so I would rather just kind of deal with that and play the Goblin Gang to deal with that. But overall, we have very nice damage here, and we do have our Evil Musketeer as well. Now, another thing I will say when you're running Evil Musketeer is don't hold it in your pocket necessarily for like the perfect time, because sometimes you just need to use your Musketeer. I'm going to use it right here to take out that mortar, and then let's go ahead and play the Knight right here, and then his mortar is going to go down. That is why Evil Musketeer is so crazy with this deck, and just in general with mortar. It makes it so easy to, you know, get damage and to defend and stuff. Let's go ahead and play the Goblin Gang here. We actually might be in a bit of trouble. I really hope he doesn't have Zap. Okay, that Inferno Dragon is going to go crazy there. Hopefully it doesn't take out our tower. It actually might. That was a really good play there. That was like, that went from bad to, or good to bad very quickly. Let's go ahead and play the Skeleton Barrel in front of the mortar here though. We're gonna get the lock there. I'm not really sure what's up with that, but we will take that tower down. I think he was maybe trying to save up for a Mega Knight. Let's go ahead and just log right there on the Skeleton Barrel, and then I'm going to play my Musketeer here. But realistically, I'm going to prepare for the fact that we probably need to let this tower go. Let's go ahead and play the Goblin Gang right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and get a Knight here. That does protect the Musketeer as well. Let's go ahead and play the Skeleton Barrel to catch some of those bats at least, and then, you know, stop us from taking too much damage. And then I'm going to go ahead and mortar right here. The good thing is we do have the damage lead still no matter what, and he does have to push for that tower on the left side. Let's go ahead and play some Spear Goblins here. I'm actually not going to let him take that tower super easily. I'm going to make it difficult for him just so that he has to spend a ton of elixir there. And then let's go ahead and let's log right here, and then I will play the Goblin Gang here, but that's okay. He had to use quite a bit of elixir there, and then we can go ahead and Skeleton Barrel because he'll probably Inferno Dragon. We do have the Evil Musketeer as well, so that is good. Okay, let's just wait a second. I guess realistically, like, we probably shouldn't have played our Goblin Gang the way we did, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and play the Knight right here, and then let's go ahead and play the Poison in case he plays anything behind the Mega Knight. That Dark Goblin specifically will likely get shredded, which is good. Then we can go ahead and we can just log right here. He'll probably get the Mortar Lock. That's okay. I'm not super worried about that because I'm going to go ahead and Mortar counter push right here. And then the Musketeer is still down as well, so he'll have to Mega Knight a little bit early. Now he can't Mega Knight on the Skeleton Barrel, and he does need to get that down. Musketeer will lock onto the tower, and that's going to be a win for us. So let's give him a good game, and let's give him a good luck. Alright guys, for our last matchup, we're going to be playing Mortar with Icewiz. This is very similar to Classic Mortar, but it's a little bit better in my opinion. This guy is going to Lava Hound first play. That is absolutely diabolical. Let's go ahead and cycle the Icewiz right here, and then honestly, that was so diabolical. I have no words for this guy right now. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Knight in front, and I'm not gonna play anything else to back up everything. I want to kind of wait and just see what he does, like that, how he played the Miner, and then we can go ahead and realistically, I think we could just rock it if we need to. Let's go ahead and let's wait a second. Let's let all of that get kind of low, and then let's go ahead and let's just rock it right here, catch all of that and clean it up, and that is going to be a very nice defense, and we have the damage advantage on the right side, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and play the Mortar again just to keep the pressure up on this guy. Pretty good play by him to play the Inferno Dragon. That's going to be kind of annoying for us because we can't play our Ice Wizard. So I'm going to go ahead and just play my Knight here to kite that, and then we do have to be ready to play defense again, unfortunately, because that is going to be you know, his push that's going to come out here pretty soon is a little bit scary. The trick to playing against Lava Hound is definitely going to be making sure that we don't mess up our rocket. That is going to be very, very important. And then also making sure that we don't give him a ton of spell value. Him having Miner also does kind of complicate things a little bit, but it's not terrible. I'm going to wait to play anything. If he plays the Skeleton Dragons, I just want to have my Ice Spirit ready, sorry. There are the Skeleton Dragons, so let's go ahead. Let's get the Mega Minion down, and then let's go ahead and let's Tornado all of this together. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the Evo Knight down here, and we might as well get another Ice Wizard down, and then hopefully that Mega Minion can take out those Skeleton Dragons, or at least take out the one. That is going to be a pretty solid defense, and then we can go ahead and I'm going to use the Ice Spirit actually to counter this balloon, and then I'll just Mega Minion. I don't want to use my Mortar to pull it. I want to save my Evo Mortar so I can use that defensively. We do have the Evo Knight on the tower on the left, and then we have this Mortar down on the right side, and we have the Mega Minion in front to stop the Inferno Dragon. Let's go ahead and let's get an Ice Wizard down now, and then we can go ahead and play the Ice Spirit as well to deal with that. And then I'm going to go ahead and play the Knight here just to kind of help out, and then I'm going to Tornado the E-Drag away from the Mortar there just to keep the Mortar alive a little bit longer, and now we do have the Mortar Lock. Let's get the Mega Minion in front of it, and then we should get that tower down. I'd be surprised if we don't, or at the very least, you know, get some good damage there. Let's go ahead and play the defensive Mortar here, and then that was a really bad zap by him there. I'm not really sure why he did that, because that really just benefited us mostly. And then I'm going to go ahead and just play the Knight here. Let's go ahead and Tornado all of this together, and then we can go ahead and defensive Rocket right here to defend. So we'll do that there, and then we can go ahead and play the Ice Spirit, and that's going to be a win. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one.